No, a goldfish does not have a 3-second memory. No, the North Star is not the brightest star. No, coal doesn't turn into diamonds. Surprised? There are literally hundreds of more pieces of information where that came from in my book, Facts That Aren't True. Click the link in the description to learn more.
I heard you say that you don't believe in things that there is no evidence for.
Right.
So, yeah,
Apart
so
from
I
a
just,
few things that we know aren't true, but I believe them anyways.
right, so what do you think about like philosophical evidence for a higher power?
There's no such thing as philosophical evidence.
Okay. Yeah, so I make
Okay.
the, I
No,
make the
there
trans-
isn't.
Can I make an argument and we'll see?
Well, I'm gonna front load your argument with a different argument. All arguments made by Matthew Kasubis are false. You are Matthew Kasubis. Your arguments will be false.
Why?
I have a valid philosophical argument that proves that whatever you're gonna say is false.
Why is that?
Because
We
it's
can
guaranteed.
use
The
sources
argument
and-
guarantees it. There's no contradiction in the argument.
All right, well, all right. So if I just present to you like a claim and I argue for it to be true, can you defend it? Can you defend your like point of view on it?
It's not my argument, it's your argument. If you make an argument, if you have an argument that is logically valid, you need to provide evidence, unless it's an argument about like what words mean. Like, why is it? You don't need to get me a bachelor to prove to me that bachelors aren't married, because it's just true by definition. There's nothing more there that we need to really go over, unless we don't agree on the meaning of words, I guess.
Yeah, so all right, I'm just gonna say this. I make the transcendental argument that
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
without a god, logics, reasoning, and ethics become impossible. And when I say impossible, I don't mean that us humans don't do them. I mean that there's no justification for those things.
You know, I just know that you can't make this argument with your eyes closed. You know how I know that?
I heard you say, I know you can't make this argument something.
With your eyes closed.
Why is that?
Because you're reading a script.
What script?
A
I'm
script.
actually like sitting on the side of my bed right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so can you explain where we get the justification to do these things without grounding it into reality, because that would be arbitrary?
Why would that be arbitrary? So without appealing to something
to
other
define
than your
reality.
God, that's arbitrary, and nobody's allowed to do that? Wow. So you're the one with a burden. So convince me that your argument is actually true. Establish the trueness of your premises.
Yeah, if you can't make an argument against my argument, then I'm just gonna assume that you don't have any reason to not believe in a God.
Right. So you have no evidence. You can't back up your claims.
I'm making
You're
an
just
argument.
saying.
It's a transcendental argument. Can you argue against it or not?
If God exists, then that means that there is a God-defeating penguin that necessarily must exist. So if you're going to claim that God exists, the God-defeating penguin necessarily exists, therefore God doesn't exist.
I lost you after God defeating penguin.
Yeah, that's
What
because
is
you're
it?
not very good at philosophy. So anyways, establish
You can't
that your
even define
premises
the-
are true.
Yeah, so explain to me where we get the justification.
What
for
I
these things.
said was, I didn't ask you to see if there's something I can or cannot do. What I said was, establish that your premises are true. See, you can't make this argument with your eyes closed because you have to keep going off the app in order to read a script, in order to know what you're going to say next. Nobody can hear you, Matthew, because you're not here on TikTok. That What is with these pre-suppers rage quitting on tag within the first 5 seconds of being asked to do anything? This is the third time this has happened.